Hello, everybody. Rick Melero here, and I am so excited because we're in this amazing cash flow mastermind where I get the chance to hang out with some of my high net worth friends. Today, I am with a good friend, Jorge, who is also one of my passive investors. So, welcome, brother.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. It's been an amazing day. I mean, learned so much. I think the biggest thing for me is just really connecting with some really kind of out of the box thinking and different perspectives. It's just been really great.
I love to hear that. Absolutely. And that's really what's cool is because then now also with our active investors that are seeking funding, like by us meeting and coming up with ideas and strategies, we create and innovate some solutions for active investors. And that's really the
Absolutely.
cool thing about this. Now, before we begin, one of the things that I've learned over the years with these investors that are seeking us out and trying to connect with us is that they're not looking for a big institution, right? What they want to do is connect with somebody that they can trust,
Right.
an individual who's professional. And so, really, what I'd like to do right now is start by kind of introducing them to you. I
Sure.
really want the investors that are in this audience, especially those that are looking to go to the next level. We have some partners, but then we have some that are like high caliber guys. And quite frankly, you're one of those high caliber guys.
Thank
So,
you.
why don't we start with you just kind of sharing a little bit of your backstory and how you got to the point where now you're the private lender?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a journey. Um, just humble. I was a C student in high school. I mean, ultimately, I think what I really unlearned and what my parents instilled in me was education.
Mhm.
Education was key, and so I've always kept, going to school, even if it was part time through ups and downs. But I was able to graduate and have an amazing IT career. I worked at very Fortune 500 companies, Kraft Foods, HSBC, Blue Cross, Accenture. Had an amazing career, but ultimately, since I'm really big in family, family to me is huge. I come from a big family, five brothers. My wife also has five brothers, so for us, family is important. And so for me, my parents were present in my childhood, and so my wife and I, we are blessed with five beautiful daughters.
Mm.
And so because I wanted to be home and I wanted to be present and coach soccer and ballets and recitals and all that, I had to make a change. And so we realized that in order for you to do that, we had to dive into business. And so we opened our first business in childcare. We have a learning center in Indiana. And while I was still in corporate trying to get that business up and going, ultimately I couldn't do both. And so I had to really give up my career. I say give up because I really enjoyed it, but at the end of the day, the sacrifice was, I would do it all over again just because I've been present. And so
Mm.
I opened up my insurance agency shortly thereafter, and I just sold it. And so I am super excited that after 10 years of being in full time in business, I've been able to kind of grow my network, my wealth. And ultimately, I want to be able to give back and really help families understand that you can truly live the life you want, but you have to have a strategy. You have to have
Mhm.
people around you, and you have to have education and be willing to pay the price to really get that life that you want.
That is so good. Wow, so good. Well, and it's incredible. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
For those investors watching, that means you have more access.
Yes.
But what's really cool about this model is the fact that, and this is what I think has really changed the game for us is when you have an active investor that's seeking capital partners, but that capital partner has the ability to impart that level of wisdom.
Hmm.
I feel that that's so powerful because you bring something different to the table. It's not just money, but they can learn from your successes and even your failures, right? So you can
Absolutely.
help people. So when you work with investors that are looking for funding, I'm assuming you infuse a little bit of that balance
I
and
tell everyone that I speak to that if you're working with me, you're tapping into all my experiences, the pluses and the minuses, the highs and lows, all my resources, because I do have a network of resources, and so ultimately they're not just getting just the lending side of it, right? They're getting the years of experience I have, but also the ability to kind of look at things very differently than just a banker or just a traditional finance company where I can actually look at that and say, if I'm in your shoes and would I do that deal, I'm going to look at it ups and down 100% to make sure at the end of the day is going to be the right deal, right? Because not only do I want to do the deal, this time, but also I want to do more deals so that you're happy, you're making profit, so we can do more deals together.
I love that. I love that. So there's another set of eyes and structure to be able to fund
Absolutely.
deals. So Jorge, obviously, we're in Florida, but what are some of the markets that you're interested in, or does it matter? Are you more open to pretty much wherever there's opportunity, or?
I mean, I think it really depends on, at least for me personally, I love Florida. I love the weather, right? My wife, we have family in Texas and in California. But I really love the Indiana market, right? The Midwest. I think there's especially for individuals looking to do buy and holds or build to rent, those opportunities. It's a great market, especially just lower price point. But I love the Sun Belt states. I mean, that's to me, it's like love to live there year round, but families where it's at now. But
Hmm.
I'm open, but I think ultimately it has to be right for the investor, right? Depending on their lifestyle, right? If you're okay kind of managing from afar and you're comfortable with that, I think it really just depends on the risk tolerance that they have, right? So,
Hmm.
but ultimately the numbers are the numbers, right? If the numbers work, then let's look at that.
That's awesome. So you have a core base, right, where you
Hmm.
can really,
Yep.
I mean, you'd be mentoring some of these people, not just giving them money, which I think is awesome.
Yes.
But with the right opportunity, you can be persuaded to a different market. Now, you alluded to a couple of types of funding. So obviously, fix and flip, ground up construction. That's kind of the core that you focus on, or.
It is. Fix and flipping and ground up construction. I think those are the key. But as they start to understand kind of other strategies around taking those and maybe doing the build to rent or kind of the Airbnbs or pass. But there's a lot of different strategies out there that I'm finding out now that I'm kind of deep into the real estate world. You got to really understand kind of what makes sense for you.
Hmm.
But those are the kind of the core that I start with.
Got it. No, no, that's absolutely good. So leveling them up to the next level. That's awesome. I love that. Now, you also made a comment earlier, and I know you and I've talked, so I kind of know, but
Yes.
I want these investors to know, there's also another thing that you have brought up that I think is so powerful. You're not just lending money, you're giving them knowledge, experience, but also you talked about your network, right? So when we're talking about funding deals,
Yeah.
you also have options, right? You can bring them people that will get them the deals. And so talk a little bit about that, because that's a pretty cool, unique position where you can give them
Yeah.
a full turnkey option.
I think that's one of the things, as a new person wanting to, they see real estate, I want to invest in real estate. There's so many different moving parts to this business, right? That if you don't have one dialed in, it can literally kill the deal, right?
Hmm.
And so as I started investing in my journey, is I have to really find the people that can really provide that confidence level and knowledge for us to be able to, hit the goal or hit the profit margin that we're looking for on the fix and flip or get that rental profit that we were looking for. So being able to orchestrate all the parties, because there's a lot of people touching one deal, right?
Hmm.
And so one of the things that I'm doing, and I know we're doing together, is assembling a power team that can really help individuals understand the process and be a part of that journey as we're doing a deal together, but to be able to give that confidence that we're going to take it to the end. I think
Mm.
that's going to be the key, life-changing opportunity that we have to be able to help a lot of active investors to hit their goals a lot sooner than trying to figure it out yourself. Because
Mm.
to be able to know all the pieces yourself, it'll take years,
Hmm.
right? But tapping into those professionals that do this day in, day out, is going to be it's changing.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, think about it, the learning curve for anybody new, and even for those that are experienced, you still got to deal with the acquisition management. Then you got to find the right contractors. And by the way, that's a country
That's
song, right? Then you have
yeah,
to deal with the right agent who can
right.
sell the property or who can manage it. So I love that you've kind of thought as well about putting together all of these pieces so
Hmm.
that anyone that wants to invest, they get the full system
Yep.
and the money on top of
Yeah,
it.
and they can be as involved as they want to, right? Because a lot of people they're like, I have a very demanding corporate job, but I do want to invest in real estate. Then with our communication and transparency, they'll see where that's at. Or if they want to dive into and be a part of a deal and kind of get roll up their sleeves as well, we can allow that to happen to show them, okay, here's how we're doing this because we want to teach you and help you so that you can build that confidence level and do more deals, right? Ultimately, so
Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome.
it's a lot of fun.
I love it. I love it. So, Jorge, this has been awesome. And I'm so excited
Yes,
for the investors watching that are really taking it to the next level. This is a great option for you. So, for those investors that are kind of looking at this and going, man, I want to hang out with Jorge, he's the man.
thank you.
How do they get a hold of you? How do they connect with
Yeah.
you?
I think the biggest thing is to go, the first start is to go to my website at gprivatecapital.com. G for Gutierrez, that's my last name. So gprivatecapital.com. There's a lot of information on there where we're coming up with new things as well for new opportunities that are coming up. But obviously start there, set up a time, book a call with me so we can have a conversation, understand where you're at. And that way, if I can help you, believe me, I will give 110%. But if I can't help you, I want to make sure you understand why, so that you understand if it makes sense or not, right? And that's part of what you're getting with my conversation.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah,
thank you so much for you
yeah.
guys. Take action, get a real partner that can help you all stages of your project, not just the funding. So till next time, take care.
Thank you.